Well, I want to stop you there one quick for people who
Who
listen to
knows?
the show. The experience that you shared about, the baby that you lost, that
Hmm.
was very much a spiritual, I would say almost a near death experience, not for you per se, but definitely death related.
Right. There was a
Um,
connection
yeah.
to
Um,
something that I can't explain.
Exactly. And, and that's sort of what I was referencing in terms of like, because on this show, we've definitely spoken of like, well, yeah, they were smoking something when they thought that happened, and of course, and that's funny, but it's like everyone has a story like that. Someone would very easily say that to you, like, hey, Sarah, did you hit the whiskey, before you went to service that day? And you'd be like, yes, I did, but it's not related. But
No, I didn't because I was a TBM at the time.
right.
So no
But
substances that day.
what I what I think is unfortunate is that the desire to understand, or the desire to have a connection to the other, like it isn't just like, is there a God or not? I think some people just refuse this notion that, well, there's also that part of, is everything connected and part of the same experience, right? You
Right.
can't forget that part, because those things work together. Like you can't have one without the other. You just can't.
Well, and what's really fascinating to me is, so my uncle, he's actually my great uncle, and then my mother-in-law are both very fascinated with kinesiology and energy work and those types of things. And I don't know, I was very skeptical of it for a long time, but as science comes out, we are starting to recognize that atoms and molecules work together in ways that we're just beginning to crack into an understanding of, and that it makes sense that my body is going to respond to the things around me. And so, can you tell if I have the flu by asking my brain a question and pushing on my arm? I don't think so. But am I connected to the other living things around me in a way that I can't really put words to? Yeah, I think that we are. Um, and we need time and we need more experience before we can really verbalize it. And that could be hundreds of years or thousands of years or millions of years from now. Who knows? And so I think that allowing space in your brain to say there's something out there, or a lot of things out there that I can't explain and I don't need to, is a really healthy place to be. And I think where a lot of where we as humans get in trouble is that we're trying to explain things that we just don't have the data for. And that when we do that, we end up, and this actually kind of leads into our next series that we're doing here at Unpacking Mormonism, which is like conspiracy theories and extreme thinking, polarized thinking, or extremism. I'm sorry, extremism. So conspiracy theories, extremism, and polarized thinking. And that is, when we need the answer to be a certain way. We need the answer to confirm what we already believe, and we feel constantly threatened, and it cannot change our narrative of how the world is, the government is, our religion is, fill in the blank. We fall into these traps of conspiratorial thinking, which means there's a lack of flexibility of thinking. Our brain is closed off to accepting new data as relevant no matter the source, and we struggle with severe confirmation bias. And
Mm-hmm.
and really where that leads us is that we consistently feed into our own insecurity. We live our life in fear, constant fear. And it stunts our ability to grow and change, because a brain that's in constant fear can't learn new things. It's
I
only willing to hear the same stuff that promotes circular reasoning. In fact, in Mormon General Conference, the Mormon prophet just said something along the lines of, never take advice from people who believe differently than you. And I went,
Oh
Huh?
yeah, that was pretty
What?
extraordinary. Yeah, and shout out to whoever posted the meme that connected that to David Koresh. Which is a bit
It was
extreme, but
it was,
but but
Cara
Lordy, Lord,
Burrell. Yeah, let me
yeah.
put that shout out. It's Cara Burrell who, identifies on, I believe, TikTok as Nuance Ho. Hey, head on over to Amazon and buy your copy of Trauma Bonded, a true story of navigating attachments forged in complex PTSD by me, Sarah Westbrook.